So on the 6th of December, Mars is going retrograde in the sign of Leo, and it's going to move into the sign of Cancer in January 2025. So we are actually starting the year with a bit of a retrograde phase. So Mars retrograde, what is it all about? It's about conflict. It's about pausing. It's about taking a break, rethinking things, some sort of conflicts, disputes. But at the same time, there are certain things that you can fix, relook at them. There might be some sort of pride issues. Maybe somebody is too proud. Maybe you want to push things too fast. This is the time to take a step back before you actually take a step forward. So take your time. Do not rush things. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. You don't have to rush things. The last time we've had Mars going retrograde in the sign of Cancer, moving back into the sign of, going retrograde in the sign of Leo, moving into Cancer, was back in December 1945. So this is sort of like an energy of making yourself safe again. Then we've had it again through December 1977. It's a time when we had to think about what is actually important for us. And then we're going to have this similar retrograde phase in 2039. So this is going to be a bit of a while from now on. Nevertheless, this is the time to think about why are you doing it? Are you safe? Are you happy? Are there any conflicts, children or family related, or maybe partners, any creative projects that you've been thinking about and you wanted to rush, but take your time, honestly, take your time. Things do not have to be as fast as you think they have to. This is a good time to rethink your priorities, rethink where you want to see yourself in a while. It's a time to fix problems, relook, reanalyze, and take appropriate action. Do not rush things. And then when it's going to move into Cancer, we might have some emotional conflicts. There might be families breaking up. There might be partnerships breaking up. There might be issues with your family that will be re-looked at, redone. It's going to be very passive-aggressive energy at that time, but it also allows us to fix something, especially things that we've been dealing with since September this year. We will have a Mars making an opposition to Pluto. I mean, this retrograde starts with an opposition, with Pluto and Venus. So at the same time, we do have a start of something like a project, but it's still a little bit further away. And we might not be able to push everything forward as quickly as we would like it to. Nevertheless, this is the time to think, act, and actually take an appropriate action. For Aries, this is the time to rethink where you want to see yourself in a while. 5th house. So we're starting off with a creative projects and children. Maybe you are working on the safety of your child. Maybe you're working on the safety of your project or an investment. There might be an investment coming up later on in the year. There might be finances that are a little bit posing everything. Nevertheless, do put a strategic action. Maybe you want to be more public. Maybe you are starting to be more public. Maybe you will be seen as something different. Maybe you are working on a project that will be completely different. Maybe you will advertise a project that you haven't been thinking about. But it's also a time to maybe think about an investment or buying a property or fixing your family environment. So this is a good time to actually start thinking about your future. For Taurus, this is an energy of your family versus your career. Do you want to move on with your career? Do you want to, how much do you want it? Are there people in your way or people stopping you? Maybe you have to rethink any sort of agreements that you've been with. Maybe you need to change the agreement because you're renting a property, or maybe you want to sell a property, or maybe you want to move out in the future and you have to start working on that. There is an energy of the 11th house, so you have to, of the 10th house, so you have to start a career or you have to start taking action towards a tangible future. For Geminis, this is an energy of the 3rd house. How do you communicate? How do you use your resources? Do you actually use your resources in order to create something? Maybe you are thinking about a business. Maybe you want to change how you act. Maybe you want to pass an exam and start driving so that you can get a better job or put yourself in a better situation financially. There is a strong energy of studying, so there might be issues of starting a study or starting a course. For Cancer, this is an energy of the second house. How much do you value yourself? Do you feel valued? There might be issues with your partnerships or family. You might be very touchy as well. Watch out for that, especially when Mars moves into your sign in January. There might be an issue of an investment of how much you're being paid. Watch out for too much energy, and watch out for family dynamic. There might be something to do with finances and the feeling of feeling lonely. Do you feel happy in your relationship? Do you feel valued? For Leos, this is your first house. So how do you perceive yourself? How fast do you want to go? Maybe you are going too fast. Take a step forward, take a backward. You might feel like you are being pressured, or maybe you are being delayed by a woman, or maybe you are being delayed by a financial commitment. Maybe you are not doing everything the way you feel you wanted to do. You might feel like you want to withdraw. There might be issues within the family. You might need to change the approach in order to get there. There might be issues with third children. Maybe there might be issues with the youngest sibling, the eldest sibling. There might be issues with further family, or you might be studying and you have to catch up on that. For Virgos, this is the 12th house. Do you want to move? Do you want to go away? Do you want to rethink how you work? Maybe you need to concentrate more on your health routine, and how do you speak to yourself. There might be a lot of mental work going on. So you're working on feeling better, you're working on feeling more happy, or working on feeling more content with yourself. A different approach to communication and new responsibilities heading your way. There might be too many responsibilities at the same time, so watch out for that. For Libras, this is an energy of the 11th house. Where do you see yourself? Do you want to change your career? Are you being paid well enough? Are you happy about what you do it and how you do it? There might be a relationship issues during this period. There might be fights about money. There might be fights about certain agreements that you've done. There might be a bit of a issue with children. There might be a bit of an issue with family member or a woman within your family. But you might be starting a new project. Maybe you want to start a project, or you've got too much work, or you are starting a project and you are seeking investment from other sources. For Scorpios, this is an energy of the 10th house. So work or career and your reputation. You might be working on your reputation. You might feel like you've got too much to do, or you want to start a new job and you have to re-evaluate your work. There might be something that you have to change within your workplace or your daily routine. But there is a chance of studying and travel further. You might feel like you want to travel, you want to spend more time at home. You might feel that you have to invest within your home for the sake of making something better. For Sagittarius, this is the 9th house. So you're rethinking your priorities, how you want to see yourself, where you want to see yourself in a while. For Sagittarius, this is a 9th house. So you might want to travel, go abroad, move elsewhere. You might want to invest abroad. You might think about buying not necessarily a property. You might think about buying a car. You might think about studying. You might change your approach to something, maybe something that you've felt like very unhappy about, or you were unsure about. This is the time to rethink those priorities. There is an energy of the 5th of 12th. There is an ending, maybe something to do with your children or how you're having fun. Maybe you need to rethink your priorities. There is an issue with money later on from January onwards. Once Mars goes into 8th house, so you might feel like you have to fight more for money. For Capricorns, this is an 8th house. An 8th house, this is a house of investment, a house of hidden problems. You might think about buying a property. You might think about investing in a project. You might think this is very much money houses. 8th, 11th, and Venus is making a conjunction with Pluto in your 2nd house. So you're starting a project. Maybe you are thinking about a business from home. Maybe you are thinking about a business with your partner. Maybe you want to partner up with somebody in order to make a proper growing business. There is an energy of building something strong, big, and tangible. For Aquarius, this is the 7th house. Who you with? Who is your tribe? Do you feel happy about yourself? Maybe you are growing. Maybe you are moving into being a different person, being more self-secure, but at the same time you might feel like you don't resonate with everyone as much as you used to. There are certain people that you will start cutting away from your life. There are things that you need to rethink about working agreements. Maybe there are certain agreements or fine print that you haven't read and now you have to redo something. Also, this is a time to be more spoken out. You might be speaking out more, you might be discussing more, and you might feel like you are attacked a little bit more. So watch out for that. For Pisces, this is a sixth house energy. So sixth house is health, your daily routine, debts. So you might be fixing some sort of debts. You might be helping your child later on. You might be finalizing or finishing any sort of debts. This is a time to invest into a new career, or maybe you are learning towards a new career or taking a loan. There might be an energy of investing into a school or a course. With the fifth house later on, there might be more energy fixed on the family and children. You might be investing into your child's education. I'd like to wish you a very lovely time and all the best.